The United States isn't just a collection of states. It's a geographic powerhouse that shapes global trade, military strategy, and even the world's freshwater supply. For example, did you know that the US controls the only spot on Earth where 4 time zones meet? Or that one river in America flows both north and south? These are just a few of the 16 geography facts that will completely change the way you see the US. This is part 1 of our deep dive into the geopolitical significance of America's geography, so be sure to hit that notification bell to catch part 2 when it drops. And by the way, welcome to HistoSync, where history, economics, and geopolitics collide. Let's dive in. Fact number 1. The US has one of the longest and most strategic coastlines in the world. The United States boasts the longest coastline on Earth, spanning over 12,000 miles or 19,300 kilometers across the Atlantic, Pacific, and Arctic Oceans, as well as the Gulf of Mexico and the Great Lakes. This vast maritime border isn't just a geographic curiosity. It's a cornerstone of U.S. geopolitical dominance. With major ports like Los Angeles, New York, and Houston, the U.S. controls some of the busiest trade hubs on Earth, ensuring seamless global commerce. Its extensive coastline also provides unparalleled naval reach, allowing the U.S. Navy to project power across the world's oceans, defend vital sea lanes, and maintain military bases in strategic locations. This geographic advantage is one of the reasons the U.S. has remained an economic and military superpower, leveraging its access to global trade routes and maritime resources to shape international affairs. Fact number 2. Although the US and Russia are located on opposite sides of the international dateline, they are also geographically only 2.4 miles or 3.8 kilometers apart. Alaska isn't just the largest US state. It's also the closest to America's biggest geopolitical rival, Russia. At its narrowest point, the Bering Strait between Alaska and Russia is only about 2.4 miles, or 3.8 kilometers wide, meaning on a clear day, you could technically see Russian territory from the US. This close proximity played a significant role during the Cold War, fueling tensions and strategic military positioning. The US even built radar stations across Alaska as part of the Distant Early Warning (DEW) line, designed to detect Soviet bombers before they could reach the mainland. Today, Alaska remains a critical military outpost, home to key air bases and missile defense systems, ensuring that the U.S. keeps a watchful eye on its powerful neighbor just across the water. Fact number 3. Alaska is the only U.S. state that holds all 3 extreme geographic points: the northernmost, westernmost, and easternmost locations in the country. Alaska isn't just America's largest and most remote state. It also holds a geographical trifecta that few people realize. Northernmost location, Point Barrow, Alaska, sits at the very top of the U.S. deep in the Arctic Circle, where temperatures can drop to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 45.5 degrees Celsius, and the sun doesn't rise for 2 months in winter. Westernmost location, the Aleutian Islands extend so far west that they actually cross the international dateline, making them farther west than any other U.S. territory. Easternmost location, because of the international dateline, Semisopochnoi Island, part of Alaska's Aleutians, is technically the easternmost U.S. point, even though it's in the Pacific Ocean. But Alaska isn't the only U.S. region stretching geography to its limits. The country's Pacific and Caribbean territories, including Guam, American Samoa, and tiny islands like Jarvis Island, extend America's reach all the way to the equator. This far-reaching geography gives the U.S. strategic control over vast sections of the Arctic, Pacific, and even parts of the Southern Hemisphere, solidifying its presence in crucial global trade and military zones. Fact number 4. The U.S. is the only country in the world that stretches across 6 time zones. The United States isn't just a massive landmass. It's the only country in the world that stretches across 6 time zones, not even counting its territories. From Hawaii to the East Coast, this vast geographic reach isn't just about keeping track of time. It's a strategic geopolitical advantage. With financial hubs in both New York and California, the U.S. can operate in both the Atlantic and Pacific markets simultaneously. When Wall Street opens, Businesses in Silicon Valley are still asleep, but by the time trading closes, Asia is waking up. This time zone dominance gives the US a continuous economic presence, keeping its influence active 24/7. But the benefits go beyond finance. Military operations spanning the Pacific, Arctic, and Atlantic benefit from this time spread, ensuring round-the-clock coordination between forces stationed across the globe. And speaking of national security, controlling time isn't the only strategic move America has made. Fact number 5. The United States has more nuclear power plants than any other country. Geography doesn't just shape time, it shapes power. The United States is home to more nuclear power plants than any other country in the world, and their locations are anything but random. These plants are placed near key coastlines and population centers, ensuring steady power from major economic hubs like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. But there's also a defensive layer. Many plants sit near critical military installations, reinforcing energy security in case of a geopolitical crisis. Beyond national borders, America's nuclear energy dominance also impacts the global energy market. By maintaining a massive nuclear infrastructure, the U.S. reduces dependence on foreign oil, strengthens its energy independence, and influences global energy prices. From controlling time to controlling power, U.S. geography isn't just about land, it's about leverage. Fact number 6. Denali is not only the tallest peak in North America, it's a key asset that gives the U.S. a strategic vantage point in the rapidly changing Arctic. Standing at 20,310 feet or 6,190 meters, Denali, formerly known as Mount McKinley, isn't just the tallest peak in North America, it's a geopolitical asset. This massive high-altitude zone in Alaska's interior sits in a region rich with minerals, oil, and strategic resources, making it far more than just a mountaineer's dream. The Arctic is heating up, literally and politically, and Alaska's mountains play a key role in securing U.S. dominance in one of the last great frontiers. As melting ice opens new shipping lanes and resource deposits, controlling these high-altitude vantage points gives the U.S. an upper hand in military surveillance, environmental research, and territorial claims. Denali isn't just a mountain, it's a monument to the geographic power that keeps the U.S. ahead in the global game. Fact number 7. The Mississippi River moves 60% of all U.S. grain exports, making it one of the most vital trade arteries in the world. The Mississippi River isn't just a body of water, it's the backbone of the U.S. economy. Stretching over 2,300 miles or 3,701 kilometers, it's one of the world's most strategic trade arteries, moving 60% of all U.S. grain exports and linking the heartland to global markets. But the Mississippi's power isn't just economic, it's military and geopolitical. Controlling the river has been a strategic priority since colonial times. During the Civil War, the Union's capture of the Mississippi split the Confederacy in half, crippling its supply lines. And even today, the river remains a key transportation route for military logistics, allowing rapid movement of supplies across the country. Geographically, it's a natural divide, separating the eastern and western U.S., shaping state borders and migration patterns. Cities like New Orleans, St. Louis, and Memphis owe their existence to this river's power. Simply put, the Mississippi isn't just a river, it's a lifeline. Fact number 8. The Great Lakes hold nearly 20% of the world's freshwater supply, making them one of the most valuable natural resources on Earth. But the Mississippi River isn't the only waterway shaping America's power. Head north, and you'll find a similarly powerful resource that the U.S. controls: the Great Lakes, a freshwater empire hiding in plain sight. These 5 massive lakes aren't just a scenic wonder, they hold nearly 20% of the world's freshwater supply. That's right, nearly 1/5 of all the fresh, drinkable water on Earth sits along the US-Canada border. This makes the Great Lakes a massive economic and geopolitical asset. Fact number 9. The U.S.'s position between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans makes it a dominant naval and trade power, controlling key global shipping routes and projecting military influence worldwide. The strategic location of the United States between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans isn't just a geographical fact, it's a geopolitical game changer. This unique positioning has turned the U.S. into a maritime powerhouse, giving it unparalleled control over global trade routes and making it a dominant force in naval affairs. With the East Coast facing Europe and the West Coast bordering Asia, the U.S. has been able to maintain a vital link between the two most important economic regions in the world. This geographic advantage has allowed the U.S. to influence the flow of goods, resources, and information across the globe, securing its place at the center of the global economy. But it's not just trade. The U.S. Navy's dominance of both oceans allows the country to project military power across continents and protect vital shipping lanes, ensuring global stability and maintaining a foothold in strategic regions like the Middle East, Asia-Pacific, and the Caribbean. Simply put, America's position between two oceans isn't just about geography, it's a cornerstone of its global influence. Fact number 10, Texas was the only former nation within the U.S. Building on the United States' maritime dominance, let's shift focus to land-based power. And Texas is a prime example of how geography has shaped the nation's political landscape. Texas holds a unique position in U.S. history as the only state that was once an independent nation before joining the Union. From 1836 to 1845, Texas was the Republic of Texas, with its own government, military, and borders, shaping its relationship with both the U.S. and its neighbors, like Mexico. This distinct history has left a lasting imprint on Texas's geopolitical importance within the broader American framework. Texas's geography, spanning from the border with Mexico to its strategic position along the Gulf Coast, has made it a key player in trade, energy, and defense. The state is a gateway for international commerce, with its oil-rich reserves and vital shipping ports. As the U.S. expanded westward, Texas' history of independence has continued to influence its cultural identity and its political clout on the national stage. Texas isn't just geographically large. It carries historical weight that continues to shape the U.S. political landscape, making it a unique and powerful player in the nation's geopolitical narrative. And that wraps up part 1 of our deep dive into the geopolitical significance of America's geography. We've explored how Texas, the only former nation within the U.S., has played a pivotal role in shaping not just the U.S. political landscape, but also its trade, energy, and defense strategies. But we're just getting started. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll continue to uncover more mind-blowing geography facts that shape America's global influence. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when part 2 drops. If you found these insights fascinating, be sure to like this video and leave a comment letting us know which facts stood out to you the most. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to HistoSync for more thought-provoking content where history and geopolitics collide. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in part 2.